express the fraction in lowest terms, okay, or we can also call it as in its simplest form. That means both are same, expressing the fraction in lowest terms or expressing the fraction in its simplest form. Both are same. Sometimes they may ask express the fraction in lowest terms. Sometimes they may ask express the fraction in its simplest form. When they ask questions like this, so both are same. Remember. Now, so this is a fraction they have given. Okay. So this upper part is numerator. This is denominator. 20 is the denominator. Okay, lower part. So upper part 16 is the numerator, lower part 20 is the denominator. Now we have to express this in its simplest form or lowest terms. Both are same. Just now I told. Okay. Lowest terms in simplest form both are same, but while explaining I will use only this simplest form. While explaining I will use this simplest form. It is understood simplest form or lowest terms both are same. Okay, I will speak only this simplest form. Just understand. Okay, so now this is the fraction. We have to express this fraction in its simplest form. The first what you have to do, you think about a number. Okay, you think about a number that divides both the 16 and 20 completely. There should not be any reminder. Okay, so just think about a number, any number. It is 2, right? See, 2 can divide this 16 completely, 2 can divide this 20 completely. Okay, so I will take 2 and divide this 16, this one first. 2 8s are, and again divide this 20 by 2, 2 tens are. Okay, remember, when you select a number to divide this and this, okay, you should divide both this and this by the same number 2 only. For example, if you divide this 16 by 2 and if you divide this 20 by 10, then it will be wrong. Okay, if you start dividing this and this, you have to take only one number. So I am taking only one number 2. By the number 2, I am dividing this and this. This both numbers should be divided by single number, and that number should divide this and this completely. There should not be any remainder. So I have taken 2. I have divided this 16. So 2 8s are 16. Okay, 8. Next, this is 2 10s are 20. So we got this. So this is equal to what? 8. This by this 10 you have to write. Okay. Now next step is what? Next step is what? You have to think again. You have to think again. If there is any number, if there is any one number, single number, okay, that can divide this and this, both this 8 and 10 completely. Just think about a number, any number. It is not strict rule that it should be 2 only. It can be any number. It can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, any number. You take any number that should divide both this 8 and 10 completely without any remainder. So it is again 2 only. We can divide this 8 and 10 by 2 again, because 2 can divide this 8 completely and this 10 also completely. Okay, So second time also we can divide by 2. Sometimes it depends on the given fraction. Instead of 2, you may need to select a number 6 or 8 or 12 like that. But in this case, second time also, the number 2 can divide this and this. So I am selecting the number 2 only to divide this and this. Okay, because the 2 divides this 8 and 10 completely. So I am dividing. So 8 is there. So 2 fours are 8. So I am divided. Next 10. 2 fives are 10 we will get. So when you divide 8 we will get 4. When you divide 10, when you divide 10 by 2 we will get 5. Now write this 4 and this line should be there 5. Okay. Now again think about a number. Think about a number, single number that can divide both this 4 and 5 completely. Okay, here the point is very important. Except 1. You may ask me, 1 can divide this 4 and 5 completely. That's correct. Because 1 4 is a 4, 1 5 is a 5. Correct? But the point is except 1. You should not select 1. Except 1, you have to take any other number. Why we should not select 1 means because when we divide this, we will get the same thing. For example, see 1 4 is a 4, 1 5 is a 5. 1 4 is a 4, 1 5 is a 5 you will get. Okay, when you divide this 4 and 5 by 1, we get the same thing. So this is equal to what? This 4 and this line should be there, this 5. See, when you divide this 4 and 5 by 1, we get same thing 4 by 5. First it was 4 by 5. When you divide 4 and 5 by 1, we get the same thing 4 by 5. So, because of that reason, except 1, you should not take 1, except 1. You think about any other number which can divide this both 4 and 5. Okay. So, just think. See, there is no any other number. There is no any other number that can divide both this 4 and 5. Okay, that number should divide both 4 and 5 completely. Okay, not just 4 or not just 5. For example, if you take 2, 2 can divide this 4 completely because 2 2 is a 4. But 5 is there. When you divide this, see, I will write here. When you divide this 5 by 2, what you will get? 2.5. Okay. So we should not get decimal point here. 2.5 something like that. You should get whole number. Whole number is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. 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 So those are the whole numbers. When you divide this by 2, you should get whole number. So this is decimal number because point is there. You should not get decimal number. Okay. So like that, if you select any number, so 2 can divide this 4, but when you divide this pi by 2, you get decimal number. You will not get whole number. That means what? 2, when you get decimal number, 2, this 5 is not completely divisible by 2. That's the meaning. If you get whole number like 2, 3, 4, that time this 5 is getting, I will show another example. See, I will take 6 here. I will divide this 6 by 2. So when you divide this 6 by 2, we get 3. See, 3 is a whole number. Okay. When you divide this by 2, you should get a whole number. When you get a whole number here, that means this 6 is completely divisible by 2. That is the meaning. But when you divide this pi by 2, you get decimal number 2.5. if you get decimal number, this 5 is not completely divisible by 2. When you get whole number, this 6 is completely divisible. Okay, you understood completely divisible. What is the meaning of completely divisible and not completely divisible? This is example for not completely divisible. This 5 is not getting completely divisible by 2. Okay, that's the meaning. So if you take any number, that number should divide this 4 and 5 completely. Okay, if you take 2, 4 is completely divisible by 2 because 4 by 2 is equal to 2. So we got 2 is the whole number. So that means 4 is completely divisible by 2. But when you take 5, we get decimal number, it is not completely divisible. Okay, so you cannot take 2. 2 can divide this 4 completely but not 5. So you cannot select 2 divide this 4 and 5. Okay, now you think about any other number. Think about any other number which can divide this 4 and 5 completely. There is no such number. For example, if you take 4, see this 4 can be divided by 4 completely because I will take this 4 and divide this 4. I am taking this 4 here and dividing by 4, we get 1. So 1 is the whole number. That means this 4 is completely divisible by 4. Okay, but I will take this 5 here and I will divide by the same 4 again. What you will get? We will get decimal number like 1 point something we will get. If we get decimal number, as I said here, this 5 is not completely divisible. So you cannot select 4 also. Similarly, if you take 5, this 5 can be divided by 5 completely but not this 4. Okay, so there is no such number except one, okay, that can divide both this 4 and 5 completely. So then you have to stop the division process here. Okay, then this is the answer, 4 by 5. 4 by 5 is the answer. So when you express the fraction 16 by 20 in lowest terms, we get this. So 4 by 5 is the simplest form of this 16 by 20. Okay, so this is the answer, 4 by 5. I hope you understood. Thank you. Click on subscribe.